What's
Huh?
that?
I said your 3 bottles going in the mail tomorrow.
That'll
Three
work, man.
bottles.
Hey, I'm gonna try. Yeah, that barbecue sauce.
All right. Hey, man, y'all forgive us, man. We live. Welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Y'all know we be on here every Wednesday, man. Y'all go over there to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Because telling a friend about some good information is always the fruits of the labor. So I heard this one guy tell he was speaking. I forgot that he's a pastor, but I forgot his name. But he has a good analogy on the tree. You know, he was speaking about the tree, how a apple tree don't eat apples, how a pear tree don't eat the pears, but the fruit, but the tree that the fruit that whichever tree it is produces is for the people who walk by. So that analogy right there was more or less like if you got good advice, you could be having the worst day of your life, but somebody come by and need some help or need some good advice, you can give them that good advice, but you can't give it to yourself. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna
Right.
eat your own advice at times, but sometimes we need to eat our own advice so we don't have these vices of pornography, gluttony, greed, things like that. So tonight, y'all, we having this discussion about vices, bad habits, things that we really don't need to be involved in, but we do it anyway because that's our nature as the flesh. When we're not in spiritually aligned with the universe, we start to tend to wander off into our own worlds of pornography. Mr. Miami Vice up there, he got, he ready.
Hey.
He ready to dive in. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brother. So, man, give me a little bit what you got on this topic tonight because it's definitely gonna be a good topic.
Hello, everyone. You know who it is. I want to start off with saying what really defines a vice? Because I mean,
Mm.
we mentioned porn, but then some people, maybe they have ED. Porn can
Okay.
help them out. I don't know. You know, it's like I think everything needs to be done in moderation. Whether or not it's that, drinking, cocaine, moderation. It can help. It can help. I'm not gonna knock anything until I try it. And if I
Rick
like it,
James.
yeah, if I like
You
it, it
might
may
try it
happen
again.
over and over, which it may become a vice, but moderation is a
Yeah,
key word. What you got,
there
Mike?
it is.
Hey, releasing your vices or letting go of the habits, behaviors, or attachments that no longer serve your well-being or your
Mm.
personal growth. So this
Mm.
is it's like everything out there can become a vice, but
Right.
it's you. If it becomes too much to a point where you can't function normally, then it's
Mm.
a vice. And then I mean, there's some things like self-destructive tendencies. These are vices. Cognitive
Right.
functions. There's a lot of different things that go into vices. So it's not just drugs,
Yeah.
alcohol, sex. It's a
Right.
whole lot of things. It's like
Yeah. The
y'all going
thought
out
process.
with those people. Yeah, those people that go out gossiping all the time. That's
Right.
actually a vice. If
It
you
is.
always in somebody else's business and not your
Right.
own, that's what it
You
is.
know. They say
I,
mind the
Hey,
business
Keith,
that pays you. Mind the business that pays you.
yeah.
that's
It's
it.
definitely, man. But we when once we I feel like this right here because I see more and more people coming aware of inner self rather, not inter self, but inner self. And once we become into that realm of thinking that inner self is basically identifying who you are on a daily basis, watching your words, watching your actions, watching your daily habits, and then I believe that right there in itself will bring more awareness to where you headed in your life and what you want to do and what you want to be in your life. Because it's a lot of times we see ourselves drifting, being distracted, doing things that we don't really need to be doing. Like Facebook is a vice to a lot of people, and they're not even realizing it because we just find ourselves
Right.
in the midst of distractions, and then you trying to figure out, man, what was I supposed to be doing? Damn, I forgot what I was doing.
Right.
And an hour later, you done looked at everybody else information, and that's another thing too. You just an encyclopedia of information that you don't even use.
You're right.
You know, so I feel like we really need to start becoming more aware and paying attention to how we maneuver ourselves. Like Tupac say, "My every move is a calculated step. Don't play me close." Because we do have to start paying attention to our steps, man, so we don't have these type of things going on in our realms. But I've overcome a lot of my vices, man, with tobacco, alcohol. You know, I don't know about pornography because I be making them movies, man. I'm just bullshit. Y'all don't be making. But yeah, man, we definitely. I feel like everybody, has a vice that they can pretty much, need to work on. I know this whole world is like this whole world. We know the whole world is not going to be in alignment with the greats and doing what, it's like they say, everybody can't be Charleston White. Everybody can't be no king and queen. You got to have a gesture in there somewhere. You got to have common folk. So everybody can't be the, hey, king, hey, queen. No, everybody's some hoes. There be some hoes and some motherfucking trash dudes around here too, man. So like they say down here, fuck boys. Florida good for calling them fuck boys. So we do have to address the people as is, and we do have to watch who we talk to and watch what type of information is being spilled in our heads, man. So that's why we come on here every week, y'all, try to keep awareness to self-development, keep an awareness to having great conversations with great people. Anytime y'all want to ask a question, anything y'all have something to say, put it in the comments. We're gonna definitely reach out and give us the best, have a great conversation, the best possibility, best way possible, So, hey, man, that's what it is. But focusing on this energy, bro.
You're right. It's like one of the main things to me is recognizing the cues. Pay attention to the routines and the cues around your vice, because it can be like a certain situation that occurs and I need to go smoke a cigarette, or I need to go vape. I need to, like, what causes you, or what point do you get to where it's like first off, what makes somebody want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, first thing they do is smoke a cigarette? Like, tobacco is really that addicted? But it's not, they had a stressful night and, it drives them to it. So, just paying attention to that. Create a routine, like try to eliminate or turn down the volume of those cues. So if you find yourself in a situation where it's like, it's stressful, I mean, granted, things happen, and, just stay away from it. Because I know being in a hospitality industry, different things, it'll cause me to want to backslide or go back to doing the things that I used to do, because it was a vice or a stronghold, if you would. So it's like, I just step back, count to 3, and just go back at it. To try and stray away from it. Even when it comes to porn, same thing. Like, you could be going through it with somebody or your spouse or whatever, and then it's like, what, I'm about to make her mad, and it's like, you go ahead and start watching it, then you go do whatever. It's like, it can be a vice, but it can also help people. So I'm back at it.
The only way you'll make her mad if you're watching the porn while she in the bed.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, this could have been you.
Yeah. You could have had all this up on you, guys. We're out of control. Yeah,
that's
man.
A good point, though.
It's definitely some good points, because I see a lot of foolishness, man. How we accept, it's like when the gay community came out real strong, and then you got the ladies, they were, oh, he's just like this, or he's just like that. It's like you you can't you know, keep on saying that you want a strong man, but all your friends are homosexuals. You know, it just doesn't make sense. It don't add up.
Right.
So you got to realize that ignorance is a vice. You know, stupidity is a vice. People don't
Mm,
realize the little things in life like that, or really just, you know, you really not really getting a full understanding on man and womanhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I had a live the other day, and I was like, I agree with some of Trump's policies because he's respecting people's how you was born. Your gender is your gender, man. We're not gonna acknowledge you as nothing but what God gave you. All that old other, don't put nothing other on this. It's a male and a female. That's all you're gonna get out of this one.
Oh yeah.
So you know, we can't keep on having the vices of foolery, you know, because it definitely plays a big major role in a strong community. You know, that's why I feel like, you know, we really need some strength around here as far as presidency or, you know, rulership, because that's who we follow. And we can't follow the weak. We've been following the weak for how long now? You know what I'm
too long.
saying?
Right.
Too
Yep.
long. And it don't make sense to just keep on. You know, I know some of his policies are not healthy, but hey man, it is what it is on that, because they gonna
Yeah,
kill
he's who
you
we
anyway.
got.
Like giving police immunity, they've been killing us anyway and getting away with it.
Oh yeah.
You know? So now it's like that's the normal. I know that's a toxic trait to even accept that being normal. You know what I'm saying? That's a vice to keep accepting things that are not normal in life, like gunshots. Like if you're in a neighborhood, that's a normal vice, bro. That's like, man, they just shoot. Oh, that's an AK. Or this is a 9. Or you know, when you start identifying the guns in your neighborhood, that's a
Hmm.
real issue, man.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
is.
now he shot that one in the air. You hear how it went off like that? It's like, bro, you know, because we are starting to accept ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Once we start taking a stand and getting them type of vices up out of our neighborhood, we can have a community again. You see how they took
Yes.
away the neighbor in the word neighborhood. Oh, that's the hood. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Ain't no neighbors up
Yeah.
in there no more. So it's all about the
Right.
words we speaking. You know what I'm saying? If we keep on speaking these type of words, we're gonna keep believing it's just that. And you keep accepting. That's the advice a lot of people do, is they accept what's given to them instead of trying to change the narrative on all of the things that are just outside, you know. Just because it's
Right.
there doesn't mean I'm supposed to accept it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is true. And these self-destructive tendencies are a big thing because a lot of we talk about stuff, but a lot of people don't realize just how bad it is. It's like doing things to hurt yourself. The self-destructive tendency, or there's a few other things I got down here, but instead of going to that route, let's talk about how to release them. Because once you identify the vice and what it is, that's basically the first thing you have to do. Acknowledge it. It's like, how do you
Mm-hmm.
solve a problem? First, admit that there is one. Once you
Right,
get to that
right,
point, then you can start working on getting taking care of it or changing it, and then you replace it with something else.
right.
So, or
But
sitting,
then, mhm.
go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I ain't gonna interrupt you. Go ahead.
I'm about to say again. Once you've acknowledged it, then you set your intentions, which is basically you setting a goal for yourself. You deciding how you want to go about it and make a plan. That way you
But
can get out of these. Go ahead.
the biggest part you said right there was identifying, though. You have a lot of
Yeah.
people who don't want to be consistent in the identification.
Right.
It's like we do self work. Like me, I put myself in a situation the other day to where I was telling myself I'm self developing on this area of my life, and then I turned around and did the same exact thing that I said that I'm stopped doing.
Right.
So, that's a vice right there that we have to start. You gotta, even though you say, okay, I'm healing or I'm not gonna do that again, you got to keep that in the forefront of your mind when you turn to an anger or when you're trying to, be mad at a situation or you're not liking a situation. Let me say that. Then that's when you try to then that's when you'll try to, you try to correct it after you done made the mistake of doing what you said you
Right.
weren't going to do. And
Right.
then after that, hey, you pretty much done ruined the whole day. Now you done made the person mad, and now y'all both looking at each other crazy like, ugh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but you have to keep trying though.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
for real, man.
yeah,
Go
definitely.
ahead.
That's like someone saying, they want to quit, like they want to stop smoking, so they stop bringing packs of cigarettes to work. But then they go and ask a known smoker, like, "Hey, can I bum one?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you're trying to quit. That's like me saying,
Yeah,
"Okay, uh, my vice, well, a vice, you want to call it a vice? It was just a fun pastime. Strip clubs. So,
yeah.
like, going to the strip clubs all the time. Then I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna stop going, right? But then me being the loving person that I am, oh, you don't have to come out. I could come and do a private show. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm still away from the strip club. But it's like then
Mm-hmm.
this is while I was single,
You'll
they
say.
started coming to my house. I'm like, man, damn, my house just became the pad. Like,
Right, the strip
Mm.
club.
yeah. I mean, the only difference is I didn't have to get up and leave at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
It was my house. Y'all gotta go. But I mean, it goes back to just having that strong enough mindset where you actually like you have to be able to want to do it like 100%. I guess they say like cold turkey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's hard. Lord knows it was hard, but it happened. So
Right, right.
And that's
That's what she said.
that,
That's what she said.
it's hard. Yeah.
yeah, but that's the way things go because one of the hardest things in life to do is change. And if you
Yeah.
got a vice, it's something that you're always doing, trying to change that. I mean, your subconscious mind is going to bring you right back to it.
Yeah.
You
Right.
just have to keep, okay, I'm not going to do it. If you fall off, get right back on that. I'm not going to do it. Because otherwise, you're not going to stop. And it takes a
Nah.
while. I know it used to say, there used to be, it takes 21 days to change a habit or to create a new habit. Then I
Right.
heard it takes 30, but the best thing is just continuously, no matter how long it takes. Just
Nah, I feel like,
keep at it until you do it.
yeah, to change a habit, it takes one day. Shit, the first day you started.
Make that decision, yeah.
Make that decision. Today is my new habit. This is what I'm gonna do from this point
But a
on.
lot
And
of
that's
people just saying,
like you just said, consistency. So when you really want to be that new person, you
yep,
have to do that every day. That's why every day I listen to these new videos. I listen to a lot of audibles. I listen to this type of information so I don't have a conversation with somebody and we talking about football. Or all we can talk about is sports, or all we can talk
right.
about is something low level.
Right.
So when you run across somebody that you've never met before, you come with this new information that you just received, and you looking into, and you're trying to become this new information, and that's when you're going to be like, oh, okay. It's like I'm about to start learning Spanish in a real way. I'm signing up to learn Spanish, so because I need some workers around here, boy. All these Venezuelans coming in, I need them to say, hey man, I need you to lay this tile. Okay, I need you to do the deal.
Hey, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only have one, two. My business partner is black, and I have one other black worker. The rest of them are Hispanic.
Yeah, Yeah.
And I mean, they get the job done. They do their thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And so that's what
And they cook. Lord knows they cook
all
every
day.
day. They
Hey,
cook
all
breakfast and
day.
lunch. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of tortillas, but they make them differently every time.
Mm.
Nah, brother, this is some real time. This is real new. I mean, some real good activities that these Latinos they coming in. They doing what we used to do, you
Yeah,
know. And I feel like
Right.
we done drained ourselves because of just you know draining ourselves because of the information we keep receiving. Low vibration. Now I was listening to 19 Keys and Billy Carson talk about how the music on the radio now is at a 420 hertz or a 400 hertz or something like that, a low vibrational hertz to where it makes you
Mm-hmm.
irate, it gets you in a mood of anger. It doesn't feel your spirit, like a 436 or a 936. So it's
Right.
like we got to start paying attention to the hertz and the rhythms, the beats, because
yeah,
that's how the universe turns, man.
Right.
And that's how you get out of them vices. That's how you get out of them funks when you listen to some jazz compared to listening to some rap.
yeah.
Especially the modern rap.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah,
I mean, but that's right. It's in the music. Low vibration typically is below 200 hertz.
right,
They do it
right.
all the
Mm-hmm.
time in movies. Like
Yeah,
when they have like
Yeah.
a certain thing that's about to happen, and then soon as somebody get shot or whatever, then it's like amp up, and it's like it brings you right back.
uh-huh. That's for real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm yawning.
And you know
Man,
our people, we love music. That beat, you got a good beat, we gonna listen.
That's true.
right.
So
Because I mean, even my speed limit, like it all depends on what song I'm listening to. If I'm listening to Chris Brown,
right.
Weakest Link,
Yeah.
I'm doing 90 on the interstate
Yeah,
to that
yeah.
song.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now, when I'm listening to now, I don't know because I be listening to some nice Kenyon Dixon. I put that Kenyon Dixon on, and he vibing, I'm vibing. I be about 90. It's some real slow jams. I'm cruising,
yeah,
and you'll find yourself doing things that out of the normal because you in
Right.
the mood. You know, you
Yeah.
paying attention. You paying attention to the road, but at the same time, you just vibing, man.
hmm
Right.
But I love
That's
it.
the
I
best way to
love this.
be.
Uh,
That's the best way to be.
yeah,
Nice and
yeah.
relaxed, not tense, not stressing. Cause once you start getting angry, you hear the wrong kind of music, you start to build up an anger without even realizing it.
yeah,
Then
But
you
see,
also doing 90, but you running up on people's bumper, honking your horn, swerving around them, cutting them off.
but yeah, if you listening to that type of music.
yeah,
Right.
But when I'm listening to my slow mellow jams, I see the traffic 10 miles ahead, and I'm just like
Yeah.
sliding it through. I'm moving caught through in and out of cars. If I see a car, I ain't gonna even bump. I ain't gonna even blow the horn. I'm just slow down, and I'm
yeah,
slow
Yeah.
dancing with the road. So it's like a lot of things, man, that can change your thought process of devices that you do occur every day, or that you keep repeating because of the habit change that you really need to make, but you keep repeating it because that's a habit. That's you done formed that forever.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even realize it's like toxicity. A lot of people don't even realize they're toxic because that's been normal behavior from day one.
yeah,
So that's
Yeah.
been a vice to them,
True.
and not even realizing that, man, my mama been talking like this. My daddy talks like everybody's speaking in a low vibration tone. So why would you not do the same? Because you feel like
Yeah.
that's normal behavior. And that's what
Yeah.
keeps you
That's what you're born into.
right. That's what keep them vices coming about because you're in a low vibrational state, you know. Accepting was a vice. Yes, yeah, acceptance, man. Once you
yeah,
keep accepting. But that's what a lot of us do. We accept it, because we don't want to argue. We don't want to go through back and forths. It's like
Right.
if these your friends and your friends say, man, you know I'm finna go over here and rob that thing, boy. It's like, say, brother, not today. Find you something to do today, man. Go, go jogging or something. Well, I ain't no jog. I'm a robber. Okay, well, you need to fight. You got to stay on that type of business if that's your partner. You got to keep telling people how that works if that's your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then
Or
I
let him go
realized
on by himself and do it.
oh yeah.
Nah, that's your friend. Why you gonna let him go do it? If he do it, let him go do it on his own because
That's
that's
what
his
I
way of
mean.
But I'm
That's what
not
I mean.
if he around me, I'm gonna be like, say, bro, you can't do that. You ain't finna talk
Yeah,
about
not
that
with me.
around me. Yeah, that conversation is not
Right.
gonna be had because you want him to realize, like, bro, we got other things to talk about. That's why I say I keep reading these books and listening to these audibles so that when I do talk to my partners, I can have a different conversation. We're not talking about the
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
And then that way they can start looking at themselves in a different light.
Right.
For sure.
It's
You
You
know?
true.
know, some of the old friends I had, the ones that knew me like from years ago, like, that I was in school with, like the conversations that if I were to see them again, like, if I go to like an event like the Crackling Festival or whatnot, it's like the conversations
Oh,
change.
who?
Oh, the Crackling Festival, that's in Port Barry.
Wow.
But yeah,
You thought
it's
he
like,
said the Cracker Festival?
I was
uh,
wondering.
yeah, oh, the Crackling Festival, are you talking about waking up every day, going deal with these people?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
But nah,
Oh man.
some of their conversations like
The
still
Cracker
range like
Festival.
from high school to things that we talked about in college. I'm like, yo, I'm a business owner now. Like I wasn't on this, you know, back then. But so why has my conversation changed and you're still talking about
And yours
somebody
has.
we done freshman year? Like
Right.
what?
Right.
Um,
And that's the conversation they be having.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also realizing the cost of your vice. Like if you spend $6 on a cup of coffee every weekday, that's $1,560 a year. So I
Oh
mean, just setting
wow.
this stuff aside. Um,
Wow.
Oh
you know,
Yeah.
because I didn't smoke cigarettes, but cigars and like Grizzly Long Cut Wintergreen, that was me
yeah.
all day. A can
Right.
of
Mm.
Grizzly out here is what, depending on where you go, it's like $6.75
Yeah.
versus like in New York, it's $10 for the same can.
Uh.
So, and if I'm going through or having one of them days, I will go through like a can a day.
Yeah.
So just
Wow.
realizing how much I was spending on that. But I already told y'all before what my vice was and how much I was spending a month on
Mm-hmm.
my on my stuff. I'm like, bro, I be saving a lot of money. So yeah.
Nah. Yeah, once we start realizing that, man, it's a beautiful thing to understand your vices to create something new from it though. That's like we used to take
Right.
the negative, but that was the reason that gangster rap lasted so long because everybody was still here because people are thinking that Biggie and them took their negative situation, made a positive situation, now they making money. But it's like everything, all of that is not the same now. So y'all don't even have to sell drugs no more because you got the
Yeah.
internet that's making you way more money than that corner is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they turn down everything that's deprived anyway. So you're not even being able to you can't sell dope in a great neighborhood. You know,
Sure that.
people gonna turn you in.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful and grateful for all of these new, vices that we can have as far as being on the internet to make money instead of being on the internet just to scroll. Because I keep on getting that notification that I need to enter
Right.
my credit card number so they can pay me.
Nah, yeah. Cause and they pay on time. On the
You hear
on
me?
time every
Yeah, they
month.
on time.
And then they give
He's
you
an on
bonuses.
time God. Come on,
Yeah. Oh
God.
yes, Lord. Sha-na-na-na-na.
Mm.
And then they give you bonuses too. So it's like it's good. Real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get this laptop fixed this week, man, so we can start doing some slides because I see that what is that? what's it? Sharella.
Mm-hmm.
Sharella was showing creating. She done started her course, $25, show you how to make some money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of being on here scrolling with your, as a vice, you can make some money as a vice.
Yeah.
So that's the best
Right.
vice to have is to keep on collecting a check, man.
And then what I love about it, they give you advice on it because, okay, it's like they categorize everything that you post. That's why I'll post random things. I'll post about relationships, business, jokes, whatever. And it's like, okay,
Right.
you got, this much revenue from this. So it's like, okay, cool. If I start posting most of this, and then you get to the point on social media, especially on Facebook, where you can like time your stuff. I'm gonna be sleeping at 5:30 in the morning, but my posts will go up because it's set on the
Right.
time.
Right.
Mm.
Nah, and that's real cool too, man, that you can post through time.
Mhm.
So these are
Yeah.
these are some ways that y'all can get rid of y'all vices, man. We're giving y'all some options, giving you better output on for changing your ways on how you can make some money, on how you can do things differently. Because we have to really get together. Not all of us, because all of us is gonna always be a spook by the door. So, but we all the ones who really
Right.
need it, the ones who really need to be a part of a tribe and a community of strong people.
Mhm.
This is the community because we on here making sure that we work on ourselves daily. We work on our habits. We work on our vices. We're working on us to become better men. The Elite Mancast over there on YouTube. Let me throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's some good stuff, man, to whereas, helping us stay consistent in what we're trying to achieve. Because if you don't stay consistent in anything, it's like a lot of dudes, like you get your female, you done chased her down, but then as soon as you get her, now you chilling. Oh, I got her, I'm straight. It's not like a fish, bro. You can't catch the fish and then put him in the bucket and put him over there in the
Right.
freezer. It's still some motherfucking poles going out in the water, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's still alive, so you gotta date her every day. That's advice that a lot of people don't do.
Right.
So it's so many ways to look at the word vice or to look at habits and all of that. It's like you say, it's more to it than that.
Yeah. That it is.
Oh, the
And then
planner.
when you try to do release these vices, you got to be patient because you didn't create a vice in one day, so you ain't going
Right.
to get rid of it in one day. You might make the decision, but you got to still work at it and be patient and just keep
Mm.
trying and trying until you actually got it. Get to you, and then you switch that vice out for something positive. If you can do that,
Hmm.
you're on the right track.
Yeah. Nah, that's for real. That's for real. And that's what we gonna do, y'all. I don't know why I'm so tired today, man. I'm telling you, I done yawned about 8 times.
Hmm.
As long as everybody else don't start, we
Hey,
all right. Hey, that's why I be
hey.
trying to hide it. So everybody
Mm. So we all ain't yawning, right?
that's advice that everybody has. I don't know why that is so contagious. That kills me. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing somebody else yawning, then you start yawning.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that's ain't that strange? Mm. But man, let me give you this little passage, man. It says character building. It says never forget that talent is a gift. Either you have it or you don't. But character is a choice. If you want it, you must develop it. That's so many things that, for us to get rid of a vice. You building greater character to become a better person.
Right.
So if you start to say, hey man, this my new character, then that person doesn't do X, Y, and Z, whatever that may be.
Right.
Now you're going to start vibrating on a higher level. Now you're going to meet different people. Now you're going to find different ways because new people brings new information.
Right.
And you won't find yourself in them same ruts. You won't find yourself in them same situations because now I met this new circle of people. Now we talking about X, Y, and Z instead of the dumb, instead of the normal, instead of what everybody else is talking about. And like
Right.
my woman asked me, man, you don't watch TV, you don't watch sports too much. I'm like, shit, they ain't paying me. I don't get no
Right.
Not like I used to
Right.
be because that's a Sunday thing for men to do. Men just, hey man, look, you see the game, we finna watch the game. It's like, bro, my team's so up and down, I just get tired. That's
Right.
exhausting. I realized that watching TV is exhausting at times.
Hmm?
Especially if your team gonna just keep you in a high blood pressure state of mind.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
I don't want that to be a vice, because it's like y'all cool, but I ain't off into it like I used to be because that's what everybody else
Yeah.
was doing.
Yeah. Me either. I hardly ever watch sports. I might watch the Super Bowl or some big game, but or if I'm out somewhere and they're watching, I'll watch. But I
Right.
hardly ever
Yeah.
follow sports nowadays.
No, because that's what that's because we starting to realize and think better. That's what I feel like
Yeah.
when you start to do things differently, you starting to realize that this is a different state. It's a different world. It's a
Yeah.
different time
Yeah.
zone, a time frame that I can be doing something else. Like when you have more years behind you than ahead of you, you start really thinking of shit. How can I really capitalize on these last couple of years, these 40, 50
For
years I got
real.
left? You know,
For
I
real.
done lived 50 some years, so now I need the other 50 something to be productive. I need that to be everything is going to count. I don't have time to play with them the next 50.
Right.
So I got to alleviate
Yeah.
all the vices. I have to get rid of everything that's not beneficial to my future self, or my
Right.
future life. So that's why you find yourself not watching games. That's why you find yourself watching
Right.
different programs because there's
Yeah.
different things going on in your head now.
Yeah.
Right.
Different information coming in, different way of living, different way of thinking. But did you guys realize that when you're watching sports, it's just like back in the old days with the Romans when they had the gladiator games?
Nah, I didn't
They
know.
keep you entertained. Yeah, they keep
Right.
you entertained to the point where you're not thinking about real serious situations that are going on.
That's
And
what
they
it
do
is
that with
now.
sport. And
Hmm.
if it ain't sport, then it's like entertainment news or reality shows. It's just something that they're going to put in front of you that's distracting you from actually living your life. Because you
Yeah.
sit in front of that TV, you watch one football game, what, it lasts like almost 4 hours, or 3 hours, or something like that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
kind of funny
That's a
that you
lot
mentioned
of time to
that
just
thing.
sit.
3 hours. Yeah.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned
Yeah,
that about back in the Roman days with the gladiators, because if they had a war going on and people are fighting and doing whatever they was doing back then, throwing stones and shit, like they would actually pause that to let the people walk through for the Olympics to make sure they don't get hurt.
Mm.
So it's like they'll stop it and so everybody pass
right.
through, and then they go back to killing each other.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, they had rules.
Yeah, but
It's like back in
there's, there's like a lot more
go
vices
ahead.
that we didn't even mention. Like you can even consider like religion to be a vice.
Yeah,
So I
it
mean,
is.
oh yeah, because I mean, anytime you got the good book, like, chill. Like we know what it says, we know what's right, we know
Right.
what's wrong. It's just totally up to you whether or not you want to consume it or do it.
True
You don't
that.
have to
Um,
just because you're
yeah.
going through life don't mean that you gotta. And not knocking religion, but don't try and force it down people's throat either. Because most likely, not talking to anyone directly, but I probably know more about the Bible than they do. So I don't need you to force your
Yep.
religion, force your vice down my throat because you think I ought to be doing this, because you breaking one of the commandments as soon as you start doing that anyway. So it's
I
like,
feel like The people who try to do that though, bro, them are the people who just learning.
Yeah.
You
And they're
know,
not living it.
right? They got some new information there. They feel like and then it's like, oh yeah, this is this. Like, no, that's not how you do that.
Yeah.
No.
And then that's when you really unaware of who you are. You're really not focused on who you are because you're trying to push a topic that you just learned about, or you feel like if it did something for you, go ahead and start a nonprofit and get you some things going instead of bringing your gossiping information. That's because that's just a gossiper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's their vice because they just like to talk a lot. It's like
Yeah.
if you really got
Yeah.
some great information about the book that's supposed to help everybody get ahead, that means you're supposed to be doing something different than what that is.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Leading
Yeah.
by example. Take those examples out of that book and start applying them. That
Mm-hmm.
way, things will be done differently. Things will be seen in a different light. Because ain't
Yeah.
nobody gonna listen to a teacher who's not actually teaching.
True.
You know?
The thing is, if you live in it, if you live in the life the way you're supposed to be living it, you really don't have to preach to anybody because
Yeah.
people are going to be attracted to what you're doing because of the way you live. If
That
you're
way.
portraying it, I'm more inclined to follow you through that than you tell me, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Because I've always said it. To me, religion is just the way to control the masses. Now, being
It is.
spiritual, that's different. If you want to, I believe in God, but I ain't going. Like I had people ask me recently, "Do you go to church?" No, I haven't been to church. Well, actually, I was at church last week, but that's because the coach from the boxing gym that I started
Yeah.
working out at, he started church. He's actually a bishop in a church. So he
Right.
started church services for the boxers, and it's a bunch of kids to get them doing something different. I'm like, well, if I'm going to be a role model, because they all looking up to me, because they're like, oh, Mike, you're a world champion. Oh, they will ask for information. They listen to the stuff that I'm telling them. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll go sit in the church too. Listen.
Right.
So now they see another man sitting there. So it works that way, but to be running out telling people, oh, you're going to go to hell if you don't do this. You're going to go. You spreading anxiety that you don't even know how the person living. They might be
Right.
living better than you, but you telling them you're going to go to hell. You don't know Jesus Christ. How do you know what
Right.
I know?
Yeah.
So
Mm.
Yeah. I just ward people off because when they sit there and start talking about, oh, go to church, I'm like, nah, I go to Popeyes. I like their biscuits. Just get mad and leave. Like, I'm good.
Ah! No, man, I'm gonna go
oh
to Popeyes. I don't want to go to
wow,
church. I don't want to go to
man,
church. That's
not the
too funny.
churches.
Yeah. But nah, that's what it is. It's a lot of things that we really as a community, we gotta really start finding them right communities, man, so we can have a better understanding on where we're headed as a unit, but I know
Mhm.
everybody can't be part of the unit, so that's why we really find the people who are in alignment with us and just deal with them
Right,
until the next journey or until the next phase of our journey, because everybody
right,
can't go with you. The ones who are meant to be with you, them the ones who go with you.
Mhm.
But everybody can't, be like Alejandro and sell out
true,
the Saint Stadium, with
right,
everybody
Yeah, that's
can't cook
true.
a fat burger, bro. Everybody can't cook a Chicago hot dog with all the fixings on it.
Nah, they can't.
So that's the beauty of an individuality and knowing who you are and where you're going.
right. And that's the part where there's a lot of people are lacking. The fact that they don't really know who they are. They're so
Mhm.
busy
No, that's
following everybody else. But
mm-hmm.
once you realize who you are and start doing your own thing,
Yeah.
that's when life actually starts to happen. and not
For
just
real.
to you, but for you.
Yeah, because
For
everybody
you.
don't holler about they're an original, but they die copy. So it's like,
Yeah.
just be true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's real. I like that.
Yeah.
Can't be original no more. Oh man.
Yeah.
Right choices plus natural talent equals success. Every time.
Yeah.
If you don't have that,
Yes,
man,
sir.
that formula. Because a lot of times, brother, we've been so programmed to look at a program. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh boy, it's 7 o'clock. My program finna come on.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
You know?
Me too.
Your
So
program.
Growing
that's
up,
what we have to
grandmama.
start paying attention to. Every day you gotta run home to watch this show that don't benefit nothing you have going on, that don't benefit the changes in your life that you really say you want.
Right.
You got people that sit around all day and tell you, man, I'm broke. I need to get this. It's like, brother, change your conversation. No, that ain't it. No, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's the answer. No, no, bro. It's some other stuff
Yeah.
going on that you don't know about. I'm like, I'm sitting here listening to you talk.
Yeah.
It's like when your child try to tell you something about an adulthood. It's like, man, I done lived your life twice. How can you tell me anything about this situation? Well, now that's when you was growing up. Now, well, when I was growing up, we going through the same situation that you're going through right now. No, it's different now. Hey, man, okay,
Yeah. Like you
you
win.
know,
Yeah.
and that's the part we gotta start, really diving into as well, because if we're not educated enough to break it down to that child to where in a manner to where they can be like quiet instead of rebuttaling and telling you, that's what I'm mastering right now. My
Right.
my one of my daughters, she used to always, Dad, well now I'm telling you like this. I'm like, baby, I say, give it 5 years. Let me show you how your city's gonna change over. 2 years ago, I told her this. She's starting to see it
Mm-hmm.
right now. She like, I said, what you said about such and such? You remember we had that conversation? Yeah, I see. I said, I'm not out here just talking. I'm not out here just walking through life, not really digging how this thing works. I said, a
Right.
lot of y'all are just sitting around. Y'all heard somebody on TV say it. If I hear somebody on TV say it, I'm going to go research that so that I can become a better version of myself from that, It's
Right.
like I said today on the post, overcoming, what is this? What? Damn. Once I think it's something more like once you overcome, that's when you become something like that.
Mm.
You know, yeah. Once you
Yeah.
overcome the process, I mean, overcoming is the process of becoming. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Overcoming is the process of becoming.
Sure.
So once
Yeah.
we overcome not knowing, once we get that information, once we become aware, that's when things start to change. That's when the
Exactly.
vibration starts to happen. That's when you start recognizing, damn, this is, oh, I can. Oh, wow, this,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. You know, so these are the
Right.
things that we do have to pay attention to and stay aware of, and for real.
True that.
hmm Oh, boy. But man, this
You
is
all right?
going, huh?
So you all right?
Yeah, this damn gnat was in here. I had put him up
Oh.
under that glass. Yeah, I put him up under that glass. When I moved the glass, he took out walking, so I had to go and get rid of him because I ain't need him flying in my face while I'm on this camp. You know, I'd be like
Right.
that video,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
in the country. He say, man, get me out this old country ass town.
Yeah.
I'd be sitting up here talking to Nat going my throat. Get me out this old country. What?
while he was recording.
Yeah, yeah, man. That part right there. But yeah, man, we could end this one kind of early because I'm tired. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sleepy. It's 10 minutes until we can go out. What you got to go out with, Mike?
Well, releasing your vices. It's like decide what you want to do first.
Mm-hmm.
Take accountability. Find out or do some reflecting.
Oh yeah,
Figure out what it is. Once you realize what the problem is, take steps to change it. And
yeah,
that's
that's
it.
good.
That's all you
That's
got to
good.
do.
I like that reflecting, man. Yeah,
Yeah. It shows you a
Mister
lot.
Mister Miami Vice.
I'm gonna say that it's been my experience that folks who have no vices have very little virtues.
Ooh.
Mm.
So you can't sit up there and judge
Okay.
nobody. Like
Let me write this down. Let me
talk
write.
about talk about what they have, because I was talking to
People who have no vices have very little virtue. That's going
yeah,
on a post on Friday. Yeah, we're gonna talk about virtues and vices.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And the reason I
That'll
mentioned that
work.
was because I was talking to I was talking to a student at the university. And
Yeah,
he was just like, yeah, I'm doing such and such, blah, 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 blah. How long you been doing this? And what you went to school for? Because he clearly thought I was working for somebody instead of for
yeah,
myself. I
yeah.
said, well, how old are you? He was like, I'm 21. I was like, okay, cool. And what are you, a freshman? He said, yeah. I was like, oh, well, I graduated college when I was 21. So clearly
Yeah.
we're not on the same page. But it's like, because he thought that he was younger and
Wow.
he had all this stuff going on. But it's like, you're just starting college at
Right,
21, and I finished at your age. So,
right,
I just
Right.
had to put everything in perspective for him. But I mean, he comes and buy breakfast and lunch from me. So I mean, it was no hard feelings, but I just had to let him know, like, you're not talking to a rookie either.
right.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, and that be the main thing that they think they talking to somebody who don't know.
Yeah.
But just like I'm gonna
Yo.
say just like this, without focus, you often feel drained and unable to accomplish much.
Yes, sir.
So that goes back to that
Uh,
focus, man. It goes back to
yeah.
focusing on who you are, who you're trying to become. So that way you can get rid of devices that you've been obtained to, that you've been shackled to for the last decade or whatnot. So
Right.
man, that's where we at with this, y'all. We can agree to disagree, or you feel like you got it under control. But at the same time, we just here to help stir the mind up, keep the mind aware, keep us into a flow of consistency and integrity and character building and community building, things like that. So man, we all out here, man. We appreciate for y'all for tuning in. It's been a stone cold groove, baby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Until next week, y'all. Peace. I'm gonna
Peace.
go catch this
Peace.
bed, man.
Yeah.
Have
All
a
right,
good one,
fellas. Good
fellas.
one. Yes, sir.